First of all, do you welcome Benjamin Netanyahu's move to strike Iran overnight?
Yes, this is a move for the defense and the very existence of the state of Israel, including all Israelis, left and right, opposition and coalition, and all Israelis stand behind the dire need, the vital need to remove the nuclear menace of Iran from Israel, from the Middle East, and from the world.
And in fact, I know that you did put a post on X saying that Israel's strike was carried out at the last moment possible. I wonder what specific intelligence you're aware of that led the government to conclude that this was the final opportunity to act.
It's a combination of three things. The amount of highly enriched uranium, only military grade, which is enough for 10 nuclear warheads. It's the fact that they're moving forward to turn it into a military device, into a bomb, if you will. And third, a unique window of opportunity where we took out their air defenses as a retaliation of their prior attacks over the past year. They attacked Israel twice with hundreds of missiles. So now we have the last moment before they acquire a nuclear weapon and a narrowing window of opportunity. This was the time to remove this nuclear nightmare from the entire Middle East.
And yet there are many observers who say that Iran was not as close as Israel has said to developing a nuclear weapon. And they warn that the strikes by Israel on Iran could, in fact, incentivize the country to take that step and move towards developing a nuclear weapon.
You know, Iran has developed fields, football fields of cascades of enriching uranium. They're not doing this for medical devices. You don't need 60% enriched uranium for medical devices, only for nuclear bombs. So this is rubbish, if I may say. They are determined to create the bomb. We gave them endless warnings over the past years and decades. They have been also the head of the octopus of terror in the Middle East, sending their arms to Lebanon, to Yemen, to Iraq, and just causing death and havoc. And so when you combine all of that, you know that if Iran would be allowed to acquire nuclear weapons, it would threaten all its neighbors, the Saudis, the Emirates, you name it. And ultimately, the entire Middle East would go nuclear as a response to Iran going nuclear. So the world would have a horrible situation with a nuclear Middle East. And now Israel is in the process of removing that threat on behalf of the world, if you will.
Well, yeah, you say in the process, can Israel derail Iran's nuclear program alone, or does it need more advanced weaponry, the likes of the US develops, for example?
Always having better weaponry brings better results, but Israel is acting in a very clever way. The air attacks are one dimension, and as you see, there's many other operations going on in Iran that aren't necessarily airplane attacks. So we're trying to hit Iran in many, many dimensions and angles, and in order to neutralize that ability. I believe some of the scientists who are developing these nuclear weapons are gone now.
Iran has vowed retaliation. We understand that 100 drones are on their way from Iran to Israel now. This move risks being hugely escalatory, doesn't it? Doesn't it put the Israeli public at risk and also risk a longer-term war?
Well, quite the contrary. They shot at us hundreds of missiles over the past year, and we didn't touch them in advance. We only retaliated. So if anything, this is the culmination of the past 2 years or past 30 years. Iran's been punching us and killing Israelis and killing Europeans and killing Americans all across the world for decades now. Now we are finally hitting back. I thought long ago that we should strike Iran and not only its proxies. This was long due.
What steps are being taken to protect the Israeli public?
Well, Israel has a layered defense system that includes many functions. We have Iron Dome, and we have David Sling, and we have laser neutralizing, intercepting these weaponries. And also, the Israeli public is fairly strong, and we've become, unfortunately, battle hardened by all these rockets shot at us. So all Israelis are near the shelters right now. I can only say that, if they have 100 UAVs towards us right now, if we didn't act and we waited more years, we'd have 10,000 UAVs on the way, or drones on the way to Israel. So you've got to nip it in the bud before it becomes an existential threat.
The US has been seeking to distance itself from these strikes. They say they weren't involved in them. What do you know about the US view on Israel's move?
I think when all is said and done, and when the dust settles, America and the entire world will be thankful that Israel took upon itself to neutralize and remove the nuclear menace of Iran. Right now, we're in the midst of the operations. It's always tough. It's always messy. I'll remind you that in 1981, we took out the nuclear facility of Iraq, of Saddam Hussein. We were condemned by the whole world, later on thanked by the whole world. Likewise, in 2007, when we took out Syria's nuclear program. So, we're doing what we have to do, and this is going to make the world a safer place and save millions of lives.
Do you know, though, if President Trump tried to dissuade Benjamin Netanyahu from carrying out this strike?
I don't know.
How important do you think US support is?
I think U.S. support is very important, and I would want to think that the U.S. has our back. I believe that President Trump articulated quite clearly that he would not let Iran acquire nuclear weapons, and right now we're executing on that strategy.
These strikes, of course, have prompted reaction around the world. Here in the UK, the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is calling for de-escalation and restraint. It's a similar message from the Secretary-General of NATO, Mark Rutte, who said it's crucial to de-escalate tensions in the region. Will Israel be listening to the likes of Keir Starmer, Mark Rutte?
If you're in a boxing match and you take another hit and another hit, what Israel has been doing for 30 years and more so for the past 2 years, and you're being punched again and again, and finally you punch back and you're about to knock out the opponent, and then you're told to de-escalate. We will de-escalate once the menace is gone. Once the threat is gone, that'll be a wonderful time to de-escalate.
What do you expect now from Iran in terms of scale of response, and how long do you think this will go on?
Well, we do take into account that Iran has a formidable ability to respond. We are preparing for that. We've intercepted dozens of drones and UAVs that were hurled towards us over the past couple of hours. But this was expected, and we're on top of things. It's going to be a tough few days, and I'm sure the Israeli public is strong enough to go through this. And I think the world should appreciate someone who's willing to take action to remove a global menace. No one did this to stop North Korea from acquiring nuclear weapons, and now they have nuclear weapons, and it's a mess. We are acting. We did prevent Iraq. We did prevent Syria, and now we're hopefully preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. There's no nice way to do it. There's no pretty way to do it. You got to do what you got to do. I'm proud to be Israeli. I'm proud we're acting.
Naftali Bennett, a former Prime Minister of Israel, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.